What's going on, Exile? Welcome to my Golem Elementalist, which is currently just run with a tabula. It's a super easy map clear and boss killer, with all currency required basically spent on all the jewels needed for the build to really shine. It can clear all content in the game for a not so heavy investment. For uniques, I'm currently running a tabula in my chest as a free 6th link, but really you want a Kin of the Loyal or even a Belly of the Beast in there. For weapons, I run 2 clay-shaped rock breakers, so I can summon additional golem for each one, as well as getting a free level 12 summon stone golem. For amulet, I run an Ascendancy, so I get around 100 to all attributes. I feel like I need this to get all the required attributes for my needed skill gems. For jewels, I use 1 Primordial Might jewel, I use 1 Anima Stone jewel, and I use 9 Primordial Harmony jewels. Primordial Harmony increases the damage for each type of golem you have summoned. So I usually run 3 different types of golems, so I get up to 60% increased damage for each one of these Primordial Harmony jewels. And since I use 9, that's 9 times 20, so that's 180% more damage. The Primordial Might jewel makes my golems aggressive, as well as increasing the damage of my golems that I have recently summoned. The Anima Stone jewel makes you can summon 1 additional golem at a time, and if you have 3 primordial jewels, which you obviously do, then you can summon an additional golem on top of that, so you get 2 extra golems from this jewel. For rares, these are the stats you're looking for. Basically you want life and resist on all your items, and on the gloves you want some minion damage, and on the helm you want a bone helmet that increases the minion damage as well. And as a belt I use a Stygian Wise rare belt with life, resist, your strength, and the jewel you want in there has life and some minion attributes on it. The flask that I use for this build is a life flask with immune to curses. I use a quartz flask with immune to bleeding. I use a basalt flask with immune to poison, and then I use 2 quicksilver flasks because I feel that's really helping with my mapping. If you want to remove one of these quicksilver flasks and use a jade flask for the evasion or an armor flask instead, then that's totally fine. Gems that I use in my setup are Summon Flame Golem, and with Summon Flame Golem I have greater multiple projectile, spell echo, minion damage, concentrated effect, and elemental focus. I prefer to use concentrated effect instead of controlled destruction, even if concentrated effect only helps 2 skills that the Flame Golems use. To apply my curses I use Arc, and with Arc I have curse on hit, and flammability, and elemental weakness. As a movement skill I use Leap Slam, and with Leap Slam I use Fortify and faster attacks. In my second weapon I use Generosity, and with Generosity I have Anger and Ball Haste. Generosity makes sure that Anger and Ball Haste are given to my golems and not to me. And the defensive setup I use are Cast when Damage Taken level 1, Immortal Call level 3, Convocation level 5, and then I have Flesh Offering in there. And lastly I have Summon Ice Golem, Desecrate, Decoy Totem, and Increased Duration. For the skill tree, these are the progressions that I went with. The only major keystone that I picked up is Elemental Equilibrium, so that whenever I hit an enemy with Arc, their fire and cold rest gets lowered by 50%. This keystone is not triggered by your golems, so that's nothing you need to worry about. Other than that, I went for jewel sockets, life, some minion damage, and Whisper of Doom, so enemies can have 2 curses on them. For Ascendancy, I went with Leech of the Primordial, so my golems are immune to elemental damage. It also gives me 1 additional golem that I can summon. Then I went with Elemancer, that gives me 20% increased golem damage for each summoned golem. So I have 7 summoned golems, so that's 140% increased golem damage. I also use an Ice Golem, so I'm immune to freeze, and I use a Flame Golem, so I'm immune to ignite. Finally, Elemancer also gives me 1 additional golem, which puts my total golem limit at 7. Then I went with Shaper of Desolation and Beacon of Ruin. With Beacon of Ruin, make sure that whenever your Arc skill shocks an enemy, they take at least 20% increased damage. This goes for Shaper and Ebereld as well. For leveling, I always recommend using a 2-Bellerasa. I leveled with Summon Raging Spirits and Zombies until level 34, when you can start using Flame Golems. Once you reach that point, leveling and running through all the content becomes a real breeze, especially once you hit level 41 and can equip both of your Clay Shaper maces. Items that I use while leveling are Lactonial Caress Gloves, Seed Breath Amulet, Darkness and Throne Belt, and Elrion's Cola Rings. I switched those rings out for Praxis Rings at level 22. The main pros for this build is that you can run all math mods in the game. You can finish all of the content, and it's a pretty fast map clearing. The main cons for this build is that golems can act a bit weird at times. The AI of the golems are a bit weird and a bit random. All the jewels can get a bit pricey in the end, and if you want to use a belly, then getting the right colors on that belly is quite hard.